Welcome to Me, Him, and That Other Guy podcast. I'm Daniel, and here with me are Adam and Wolf Brother. The podcast is just three friends talking about a wide range of pop culture topics. Stuff like movies, TV, books, board games, sports, and, well, generally anything else we want to talk about. As the three of us became friends, we realized that often two of us share a specific interest, while the third guy doesn't. One of us always seemed to be the odd man out, that other guy. If you like what we're doing, please give us a follow, like, and subscribe on our various social media. Otherwise, let's jump into this one. Hey guys, how's it going?
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
For those that can't see, Adam is wearing a Guns N' Roses style hat. Which one was that? Slash or who was that on?
Yeah, Slash would have had the top hat.
Slash would have had the top hat.
Yeah.
I mean, you're rocking it. It's good.
Yeah.
Fantastic hat, sir.
Yeah.
It's also in my mind because, side story from my work, there's a project manager that got moved to the cubicle next to me, and he just sings songs every now and then. No, he doesn't sing songs. He says lines from songs. So
That's fun.
some days he has spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. But it was yesterday, it was just over and over again. Welcome to the jungle, baby. And then like a minute later, just saying it over. And then at one point it got like he got stuck on repeat. But he ended with, "Now you're gonna die."
Is this guy okay? I mean, have you checked on him?
I don't know. And then he went back into spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle.
You know what? You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes you just might find.
So that would I think that would get to me eventually. I don't know.
I tip my hat, sir.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. We're not going to go into too many work stories.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
No. It's just that's where they came from, and that's kind of just been stuck in my head because, like, he even does it in the voice of like, "Welcome to the jungle, baby."
Is the stuff? Is it like he's got a song stuff stuck in his head, or
if he sang along to it, like if there's a beat to it,
you'd believe it?
I would believe it.
That's weird. But
it was just that line over and over again.
Okay.
So I had a song stuck in my head the other day. It was a Friday of all days, and it was do you guys remember Robin Hood, like the Disney Robin Hood?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's the rooster.
Yeah.
Do 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 do
do do do. What is it, Little John? Walking through the forest. What is that?
Yeah.
That one too. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest.
Okay, before that gets stuck
back and forth.
Oldie but a goodie.
The other has to say.
Okay. Well, you want to do an announcement, brother? So why don't you jump into that about a event that's coming up this summer?
Sure. Wonderful event coming up this summer. Wakan. Coming up the weekend after 4th of July. I can't remember the dates off the top of my head. Guest of honor has been announced, and it is Tyler Napier.
The snack order.
The snack order played Maxim in Amazon's Wheel of Time TV production. I'm super excited. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can get him to do
what ones.
On what ones? Why not?
No.
Guy did it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my ploy.
Taylor's gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be up for that kind of stuff. I can't see him not being up for that. So.
Not everybody does spicy.
It's true. But you can't call yourself the snack order and not do hot ones.
Not do spicy, not do wings.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm just saying. I'm going to see if it can happen.
I'm going to see what happens.
I'm going to see what happens.
Did you guys see the thing about the
animation?
iWat. And they got the guy that did Arcane on Netflix. Did you guys ever watch that?
My daughter
really
watched it.
cool.
I never did.
It was really good.
It's really cool animation style, and
Yeah, I've seen clips of it.
yeah. So I don't hate the idea. I mean, it gets us something back. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody said that animation might be the easier way to do it anyways because of the weaves and stuff. So
I always
Easier,
felt
but more expensive.
more
Or just
expensive.
as expensive.
I mean, after watching
yeah, I can see
the
that.
Legend of Vox Machina,
Hmm.
I was like, I could see Wheel of Time in that
Yeah,
style,
Yeah.
yeah.
but Arcane works as well.
Yeah, I mean it's a stylized, whatever stylized version you want to do, but the art is like one shot of Rand in that style.
Yeah.
It looked pretty cool. So
Yeah,
if it happens, I don't hate Iwat. I know everybody kind of gives them bad rap, but yeah, because of Winter Dragon, but they were involved in the Amazon
they have
one.
a
They were one
lot
of
to
the
make
producers.
up for.
They do, they do. That's fair. So
A lot
They
of
also-
a lot of promises broken too. So I'm
Yeah.
trying not to take.
They also
I don't want to
mentioned
get
a
excited.
game coming
yeah,
out with a game.
yeah, a AAA game. I guess. I guess AAA means top tier. I don't know what AAA means,
I
but
think they mentioned open world in one of the things I saw.
yeah.
It means that you're covered if you break down on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I think that borders on a dad joke, but I'm not sure. Yeah, they did say open world, but they call AAA means something because I hear that term all the time when they talk about video games now.
It's also where you play before you go to the majors in baseball.
It's also a Mexican wrestling league. We can keep going.
Are we good? Okay, cool.
We got out of the system.
We're done. We're gonna move on.
Let's see, that's the second time I thought of Jack Black this episode because you're talking about the guy who's just like singing or talking lines and like I
That's
bet
for
you
Jack
that's what
Black's.
it is to work with Jack Black. And then now you're talking about the
It's hilarious.
Mexican, and I'm thinking of Nacho Libre.
Nacho
or-
Libre.
Nacho Libre, man. Nacho Libre. Underrated.
If I had a spirit animal, it'd be Jack Black.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Like the Expecto Patronum, and it's just Jack Black comes out stretching
Yes.
like Nacho Libre. In the type what, red pants or whatever it was.
Yes.
And the mustache. Oh my god, Jack Black is awesome. Okay, so we usually talk a lot of football here, but I think this week we're going to do something that is kind of similar to football. And we're talking about a movie called Project Hail Mary. So that was a really poor
That was
segue, but I'm
That was the
going to push
worst
through it.
handoff.
That broke down. I need AAA to come get it and like put it up on and put the repair
They're
the tire.
towing that away.
That
thing's
was a
that's a scrapyard.
that was a failed Hail Mary of a segue.
It was. However, we're in it, so we're just going to push through, guys. So I was one that read the book, and then a group of us went to see it, including Wolf Brother and our better halves, and another friend that joined us on top of that. So Wolf Brother, you've seen the movie but haven't read it, and then Adam, you
Correct.
haven't read it or seen the movie.
I've only seen trailers.
Okay,
And from the trailers, I know everything that goes on.
pretty much. Pretty much. That's fair. That's
And there have been a couple chapters I have had heard because my wife was listening to the audiobook, and so I just kind of picked it up from just being around.
Contact reading.
Contact reading. That narrator was fantastic for
Rick
the
Porter,
audiobook.
yeah, he is excellent. Excellent. I want to try to find some other stuff he does. So, yeah, I went from Project Hail Mary into Dungeon Crawler Carl. So my back-to-back
Oh, yeah.
audiobook experience was through the roof. So, and then there's always Michael and Kate
Michael and Kate.
are great as well. I always come back to them as well.
Donate to Books to Prisoners.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so I was a huge fan of that book. I basically just gorged on that. I mean, I just read it through so fast or listened to it so fast. It caught on to me, and I was just done. And I was pretty pleased with the movie. But
Sent you to the moon and beyond.
Yeah, to another galaxy. So
Don't you have a special edition of the book too?
yeah, my wife did get that for our anniversary. Yeah, she did give me a from what's that place called? I can't remember what the
Is it
website
Broken
is.
Binding? No.
Yeah, I think it might have been Broken Binding. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's Broken Binding. Yeah, so love that. That's up on my shelf, and it's just a beautiful book, and I appreciate my wife thinking of me in that way. But
So you're a
Really?
fan of the book.
Is that what you appreciates about her, Daniel?
hey, I'm too fat to run.
It's taking about 10% off there, Squirrely Dan.
I just saw that guy at a TikTok, Squirrely Dan,
Oh,
and he was complete. He was a TikTok of like his comedy show, and it
yeah.
was completely
I would
different. I was like,
love to see his comedy show.
he's not the same character. You have to be
It
ready
Oh,
is-
for
I
that.
know. Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. But he was funny in it. So,
Yeah.
but
anyways,
but anyways, I will save my opinion
Or-
on the movie, but I'll let Wolf Brother kind of jump in first since he's. Or do we want to go to Adam and kind of like quiz him
Go to
on what he
Adam
thinks?
first.
So tell us what you think the show is about, Adam.
Full spoilers.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna do full spoilers. So
I've
you
asked whether there's be spoilers here.
yes, just put that like a banner across that for our tens of
Yes.
fans.
Amaze, amaze.
So you have seen the trailer. You've heard us talk
Seen the
about it.
trailer.
Give me you. Okay, so treat this like middle school because we all know you peaked in middle school.
Okay.
Um,
Some people peaked in middle school.
some people it happens to some people.
Yes.
You have got this book and you are having to give a book report on it in front of the class. But
And
all you
all
did
I've
was basically
seen
read
is
the
the
back.
trailer.
All you've seen is a trailer. And go.
I never read the book. I said
read
I
the
saw the
back.
trailer one time, and so here we go.
Give
Well,
it to
there's
us.
this hot science teacher
Yes. Check.
who should not be working at a school if he looks like
Okay.
that. I believe I have to go back because it's been a while since in the trailer. Should have watched the trailer before I did this.
You're in front of the class. You got to roll
I'm in
with
front
it.
of the class, laser focused.
The teacher is judging you. She's like, did you actually read this?
No, I didn't.
You were prepared.
Yes, I was. Earth is in trouble.
Yes.
Something's going on, and Earth is going to, and the whole civilization is going down. But
Okay.
they
Believable.
have this crazy idea,
Crazy.
of sending someone out to this alien contact that they got.
Okay.
Okay. And for some reason, they picked the hot science teacher.
That is true as well.
And they're like, we need you to go out to this alien contact and save the Earth. And this is our Hail Mary because we have no other options.
Obviously. So
Bravo.
where
Bravo.
does the name Hail Mary come from?
Throwing a Hail Mary in football.
No, like in the movie or in the book. What is the Hail Mary?
Them sending him out there.
Okay.
They're throwing him out there.
Obviously, throwing it way out there.
Throwing him way out there. And
So
in the process, it becomes a buddy movie
yes, he's getting points and he doesn't even realize it. That's the fun part.
because he finds an alien out there with a little rock buddy, Rocky.
Rocky.
You might as well call him Bullwinkle.
Yes.
So it's Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Buddy.
Buddy.
And they work together to try and solve the issue of what's going on with the Earth. And in the end, Rocky sacrifices himself
Blaze
to help
of glory.
save Earth in a blaze of glory.
It's like Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kids. They just right off the side of the.
They both jumped off the side of the space station.
I love it.
And
Now I feel like I
is
got
well.
cheated. I want to see this movie.
Did you guys have you ever watched Drunk History on
Yes.
Yeah.
is it Comedy Central or whatever. This is kind of reminding me of that.
I think Wolf Brother and I may have mentioned it. We almost feel like we need to do a drunk history episode.
Okay, we could probably do that.
If I knew that, I probably would have drank more and watched the trailer before doing this.
I love the fact that you didn't watch the trailer before. I love that. So I think the only thing that book report presentation was missing was a spin on one foot and finger guns. And you're like spin and
I mean, I assume I'm doing this book report in this hat too.
Adrian.
You could even like do the spin, do the bullet, do the handguns, and then like go up on the toes like Michael Jackson. Yeah, that's where I'm saying.
I feel like mine would be jumping up in the air, clicking the heels while doing finger guns.
Yep, I like it. So
Big box.
okay, so you actually got some parts right. That was pretty cool.
That's all that matters. I didn't fail. C's get degrees.
Yeah, C's get degrees. I'll give you a C on that one.
C plus.
I'll give you a C plus for overall. For informational purposes, it was the C. For presentation and confidence, A. Way to go.
Listen, as long as you do things with confidence, your success rate goes up.
Way up. Way up. Okay.
You don't know what you're doing.
Act like you know what you're doing.
Be confident, be loud, and be animated.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Check.
And make eye contact.
Yes.
Lots of aggressive, unprovoked eye contact.
Did I read the book?
Point.
Yes.
Deny. If you do,
Well,
it looks like you have confidence.
Because you can do the Bill Clinton with the thumb too, just
Yeah.
really lean into it. Well, brother, you saw the movie. We saw the movie together. Actually, sat beside each other.
Yeah, my wife didn't want to sit next to me.
Yeah, you shared some of my nerd clusters, so we are now
Thank
bonded. We're candy
He
brothers.
did not get pretzels though.
They did not get the pretzels. That's okay though.
His wife ate the pretzels. Yeah,
She shared them with your wife.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you
So
kind
who
of
was
got
on the
it.
date?
It's
Right,
probably
like-
our wives. Yeah,
You guys,
No,
No,
are
it's
the,
fine.
you guys are the fourth and fifth wheels.
yes.
I usually go to movies alone if I go to a movie, to
Really?
be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, if I haven't said this, back in the day when I was a young whippersnapper in college, I would go get a Chipotle burrito
Mm-hmm.
and I would
Yeah.
tuck it into the hood of my back, right? So, because my hood just sags down anyways,
So it
it's
would
the perfect
hide it.
place for a burrito.
Right.
And I just walk in and I'd eat a burrito during my favorite part of the movies, which was the trailers.
And nobody like looked out into the hood.
No, because it's
You
just the
can
hood.
have the flap kind of hides it.
Yeah.
I guess so.
And working at a movie theater, we don't care.
Yeah, you don't give a shit. Now, if you drop that burrito like half eaten onto the floor,
Well, see, I definitely know that there's rice all over that chair and floor.
You
so, like,
son of a
somebody's
bitch.
probably gonna be like, "Where did they
What?
get
Working at a movie
rice?"
theater, I've
He's-
cleaned plenty of theaters.
yeah,
That would just piss me off.
we can no longer be friends.
Saw some fun trailers because I like the trailers. I'm going to talk about the trailers. Well, I don't have to talk about the trailers, but I'm going to mention that I like the trailers.
Trailers were
Some
good.
good
There's a
movies
lot.
coming out. Yeah. And there's even more. My phone was listening to us at the movie, apparently. And so now all of my feeds are trailers.
It happens.
It happens. So the movie opens up. It's good. It was, hot teacher.
Mhm.
Is this that type of movie?
It's Ryan Gosling to start with, so I mean, the handsomeness is already there. So
First reactions, fantastic movie, visually stunning.
mhm.
Uh,
we saw it on IMAX.
Yeah. Hilarious. It was family friendly, but it's not made to be a kid movie, but kids could enjoy it. Like there wasn't like gratuitous things, there wasn't bad language, there wasn't bound chicka wow wow time, except for what's the particle's name?
The astrophage.
The astrophage. Oh, whoop, there it is.
Yeah.
I feel like Dr. Grace is the everyday person because I see this at work, and I myself at work am like, if we can't laugh at something during this meeting, what's the point? And he just faced with this weird situation that he gets thrust into, he stays to himself. It's interesting because as this whole movie develops and he's persisting through all these challenges and he's alone, and then he finds something and he's scared, and he doesn't, and he loses his memory. And so he's not quite sure why they sent a teacher into space.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking that too.
Right. And eventually you figure out why, because you think he's this brave hero, and at the end you find out, oh,
that's not true.
He was a coward.
Yeah.
But
he still does the right thing in the end.
Yeah. And so I love the movie. I'll probably have to go back and listen to the book. I think there's really good. I'm not one for talking in movies, but I think there was one or two times where I asked you, "Oh, was this in the book?" Just because I was curious. Yeah, very pleased. Amaze, Amaze.
Amaze, Amaze. That's the Rocky thing. Yeah. Visually amazing. The IMAX was amazing. Visually, they did just an amazing job of doing it. The portrayals were great. The music was they really nailed the music, I thought too. My wife, Jessica, and our friend Critter do a podcast called But Are There Dragons, where they review books. And often
go listen to it.
It's really good.
Not right now.
Come back. But they did a Project Hail Mary, and they had me on as one of the guests for one of the parts of it. And then I think they had Mr. Critter as the other guest for the second part. And we talked about the structure of the book because the movie follows the book pretty well in most places. And the two things that I talked about when we were talking about it in that podcast was it's brilliant to do the amnesia trope here to start with, because it builds suspense to start with. You're like, what's going on? But as he learns about as his amnesia fades and he gets certain memories back,
as he remembers,
you learn it as the reader. And instead of just dumping exposition all at the front, like here's what's going on. If they did it chronologically, it'd be this exposition dump, and you're like, okay, this is a lot of information I have to remember. But if you do it incrementally through this amnesia trope, the reader gets what you're learning with him, and you're getting the information that you need in smaller doses, but in an interesting way. And the other thing I was going to say was Grace represents everyman. He's an everyman character who isn't a hero, who isn't an astronaut, who isn't a jet fighter pilot, who isn't a, run into the fire first kind of guy. So you get to see how an everyman character would react in a save the world kind of moment. And that's a different kind of character than like astronauts who step up and like go into danger all the time, or somebody who's a soldier, or any hero or frontline, first responders. We have representations of heroes in society and characterizations, but he's an everyman.
And people who are trained that way too, right? They're trained for the situation. Yes, they are brave and they have that I don't want to say that gene in them that gets them there, and that drive, but also years of training and hard work that go into being in those difficult situations. And
exactly.
Dr. Grace is not. He's a teacher.
He's got the scientific training because he does actually have a doctorate in molecular biology, but he doesn't have the other skills or the other inclinations.
I mean, I find it interesting like that. you're speaking about the amnesia part, that makes me think of Memento.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
You're learning as the movie goes along.
Perfect comparison.
And then one of the secret projects, the Frugal Wizard, I wasn't a fan of it, but that is almost same thing of that character at the beginning loses his memory, and throughout the book he's starting to remember stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it leads you down this path of, oh, this is what, and then it shifts because he remembers something else, and then it shifts because he remembers something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting.
One
But
of the
yeah.
those are great comparisons. Exactly. One of the funniest parts is the ship needs him to prove that he is cognizant, is awake, is his brain is working after this induced coma, and he's not even sure where he's in. He can't see anything outside. He doesn't know what room he's in, why he's there, and it's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, he keeps going through memories, and he's like, you don't realize, if you were just like reliving through your memories, how often do your friends say your name? How often does
Yeah.
somebody say your name out loud? Like, and he's like, oh, somebody say my name. Or it's like, you can't control where your eyes are in the memory of, look at the mail on your table to look at your name. He had to wait until somebody said his name out. He's like, oh, that's my name. So it was an interesting obstacles that he kept kind of have to get by. They didn't really they really abbreviated some of that early stuff, but the book goes a lot further into it, and he has to work harder and harder to get through some of that. In the movie, they get through it pretty fast. So.
Did they, in the book, did they ever explain why the other astronauts died, or no?
Yes. Yeah. There's two or three storylines in the book that they didn't cover in the movie. They just kind of jumped over them. Two of them because they are kind of controversial in how they were decided in the book. Not in a bad way, but it was just it was a major decision that they made to help save the Earth in two specific ways. And but in the book, you find out that there's a certain gene that certain people have, like 1 out of 7,000 have it, that can be put into long-term comas and survive. And so he has it, and all the astronauts that got selected have it. So they had to look for that gene out of the people that volunteered to do it, and they had the best chance of surviving long term coma, but they died, just because it just didn't work out. They have the best chance for it, but it's not a perfect world, because they were in there relatively because they're going at the speed of light, that they're actually 4 years past for them. But it was actually, I think, 13 in Earth years. So
it's an imperfect world.
Yes. So, but yeah, was there anything you thought they should have done differently, or like Wolf Brother, hey, this would have been cool if they would have done something different, or did you have any opinions on that? Or
no, I really enjoyed. We didn't get a lot of it, but I really enjoyed the point of views from Rocky. I thought it really helped understand the situation, because clearly we're getting the point of view from Dr. Grace, and it's him trying to communicate. But then when we get it from the other end, where we understand the senses from Rocky, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I know why they did it. Now, we talked about it when the first trailers first came out, that they spoiled the Rocky thing, because when you read the book beforehand, when the spaceship shows up, you're like, oh my god, there's an alien, because you think it's just him trying to save the Earth because of the astrophage is cooling the sun, it's eating the heat of the sun, and the world is going to freeze because the sun is dying. Like, okay, that's enough. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, an alien ship just showed up. Oh, now there's an alien. And in the book, it's such an amazing moment. And I understand they did it because they wanted to sell the cool alien thing, and you never could have got as many people into it if you hadn't done it. But man, it was such a good twist to just all of a sudden have an alien, and he's a cool alien that wants to work, and they work together. it's one of the best parts is when they're like developing the way to understand each other's language and going through that whole process. I'm like, but I understand why they did it, but it's still, as a reader, I was like, oh, you
Yeah,
ruined it.
I mean that's well, my father's. If you put it in the second trailer, I could like put it like in the teaser, like the very first trailer that comes out. That's
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh, that hurts. If I read the book, I'd be like, why in the teaser?
Why in the teaser? Don't do it in the teaser.
But I do. It's one of those things of I don't know if I want to say he's underrated, but I feel like Ryan Gosling, he's coming into his own.
Yeah.
He's almost like I was trying to think about this. He's almost like a modern day Tom Hanks.
That's a good comparison. I actually like it.
He can do comedy and he can do serious.
Yeah.
And
he can do action.
He can do action.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, was it Fall Guy?
Fall Guy was a great movie. Yeah, I love that one.
The Nice Guys? I think
one of his all-time best, man. I love that movie. I will go to my grave. That is such a great underrated movie that hardly anybody knows about.
Yeah,
and it's a shame. It's a shame.
The first movie I saw him in was Remember the Titans.
He's a detriment in the corner.
But the other movie is The Notebook.
Yeah. I've never seen it.
So I knew him from Dramatic and Funny from the beginning.
I think he came on with Dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Nice Guys is the first time it was comedic.
So comedic, yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, this guy's funny.
Yeah, he's really funny. Yeah. And then Fall Guy is great, and he was Ken in Barbie.
Yeah, Ken.
Great example.
Yeah, he can sing too.
Yeah.
See, there's not many actors, or if there are, it's not as advertised. But you think about it, actors used to sing, dance,
in the 40s,
like
30s, 40s, 50s,
everything.
Yeah.
And now that has really gone away. Yeah.
But he's a detrimented corner. So he was in the same Musketeers Club class as Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. I don't know. There's probably somebody else in there, but it was like that was the big four that
was a big class. Yeah.
So
no, he was saying. I think I read something how he was talking about when he was doing Hail Mary that he had to write on the board like he knew science.
Yes.
And he's like, it's weird because he has to act like he knows what he's doing, but he has a cheat sheet from the writer or whatever.
Yeah.
This is what you need to write.
Yeah, he said he had an earwig in to tell him what he needed to write. So that is my one complaint that takes it down to a 4.9 because I loved it. So I'll back up here. The Martian with Matt Damon is the same writer that wrote the book. Love that book. Love the movie. But that one kept a lot more of the science. So that there was
Weir.
Yeah, Andy Weir. Yeah, two great books, two great movies. That one, I love that movie too. But that one kept a lot of the science that the Matt Damon character still used. Like you saw him working with the science. In the same way,
hexadecimals.
That's the answer. In the same way, Grace is the character in Project Hail Mary, and he goes through a lot of science. Like he's constantly doing like these scientific experiments to figure stuff out, and they're like little scientific experiments. Like, oh, if I do this, then I can figure out the gravity, and I can figure out how fast this is going, and all this kind of stuff. And that's one of the things I loved as a science nerd, as a kind of an engineering background, a science background. I loved the science, and I loved. I understand. I couldn't have done that off the top of my head, but I understand what he's doing. Like if I had a chance to look it up, I could have done that formula. Like I don't know the formula off the top of my head, but so much of that in the book was really great to watch because he did all that stuff. Go ahead.
What's the speed of light?
C.
That's a cop-out answer.
Actually, it's in the book. One of the kids does it. One of the kids just yells "C" out, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, that's an answer." So, but it's 186,000, miles per hour, miles per second.
He corrected.
So, anyways, they took a lot of the science out to, I think, to broaden the group, that would broaden the fan base.
Oh, yeah.
Which I understand that they did that, but I just feel like it's almost like they just made, in that dimension, they just made it flatter.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
well,
it was still
for
good.
you,
Yeah.
it's like I love the science,
But not everybody else.
But that you're in that high level,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like for a general audience, we're gonna have to bring it down, and for you, like, well, that's what I liked about it.
It's one of the things I loved, but I can
Yeah.
also appreciate the rest of the movie. So,
Yeah,
Wolf Brother, you're staring at me. I'm not sure what's going on.
No, you're good. I'm just listening.
Okay.
he's enjoying the show.
So everybody's gonna love Rocky, but the problem is it's a one book, and there's no other times that Rocky's gonna come back. So
Yeah,
like this
Did
is
you
a moment. This is
see
a moment
the
where
post-credit scene.
I didn't stick around for one. I didn't know there was.
I don't know what it is. I just saw an article saying you should stick around for the post-credit scene for Project Hail Mary.
Well, I'll Google it now and see if somebody's got it on YouTube. So
Isn't that where Doctor Doom steps out?
Yes,
And
kills Rocky, unless he's already dead, because he sacrificed himself in a ball of fire to save the world.
you nailed it. Some stories don't need a sequel.
But
Correct.
in our modern society, everybody's like, that's what concerns me, is that somebody at a studio exec is going to go, Rocky
Money.
is selling like crazy. We can make stuffed animals.
Rocky
we can
toys.
make Rocky toys. We got to make a sequel. And it's like, there's no sequel.
Yeah. One-offs are always the best.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, we've always said it there for a while. It's like everything's a trilogy. It was a planned trilogy. It's like, no, it wasn't originally a trilogy. It just did well, and so now you're going to make Matrix a trilogy.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
Hobbit.
And was horrible.
Yeah, they should have stopped.
Well,
they
should have stopped at Matrix. Hobbit, I don't know why they took one book and made it 3 movies.
Don't get me started on
that. Yeah, no, it's out there. Movies that do so well, like we need to. It's like, no, just let it stand on its own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how it used to be. That was a great movie.
Don't have to touch it again.
Don't have to touch it again.
Until somebody reboots it and then puts Shia LaBeouf in it, and never mind.
And then you need another Spider-Man.
Then you could have another Spider-Man.
Have you guys seen that meme or whatever? But it goes through 3 iterations of superheroes, and it has the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. It has the
Andrew Garfield.
No, it has, the first one is Tobey Maguire, Christian Bale, and Brandon Routh, and Wolverine's played by Hugh Jackman.
Oh, yeah.
And then it says the next decade, it's Andrew Garfield, Christian Bale, whoever, and
Hugh Jackman.
It does it again, and it's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Hugh Jackman is timeless.
Yes. Although I did hear a stat, because Wesley Snipes appeared and reprised his role as Blade, he is now the longest tenured
Marvel
actor in in all
okay.
In all Marvel.
No, in all superhero, because he even beats Michael Keaton, I'm pretty sure.
When did those come out?
No, I mean, you could
like the 90s?
argue that Michael Keaton played Batman in the Flash movie.
Ooh.
Right, but isn't the time frame between that smaller than when?
No.
I don't
think so. I guess then if that's the case, Michael Keaton wins. But
the original Batman was 89.
Marvel.
Yeah, Blade would be 90s.
All right, I stand corrected.
That's why I feel like Marvel is more the correct answer.
Well, it depends on when the first Blade came out. It might have been like 93.
It's close.
Yeah. But
fact checks. We don't do them here.
Tell us we're wrong.
We have our interns check that. One of the interns will check it out. So,
Sorry, I have to mention this because we were talking about Ryan Gosling movies. Gangster Squad. If you've never seen it, you need to see it. Emma
Yes.
Stone, Josh Brolin, Anthony
Yes.
Mackie,
That's a very good movie. Very good movie.
Michael Pena.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in it.
Um,
That's a great movie. Recommend it highly.
We could just do a Ryan Gosling show at some point here because you got La La Land and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
the Drive or Something Through the Pines.
Drive.
Drive, yeah.
Something
Crazy Stupid Love.
Crazy Stupid Love is such a great one. Yeah,
It
the
is
twist.
too, yeah.
The
That's a
twist
good
of that
Kevin
one was good.
Bacon.
Yes,
That's a good Kevin Bacon. If you're playing 6 Degrees or whatever.
Yeah. The twist in the middle of that one was good too because you didn't see it coming. I think
What's
he's
a
done.
Nana?
Oh yeah, such a good. Yeah, I think the Tom Hanks thing is a really good comparison. Not a perfect one, like he doesn't have the same roles, but like the fact that you can see him just take him out of this and put him into this and put him in this,
Mm-hmm.
like in Tom Hanks like heyday, like Philadelphia and all those,
Yes.
like Forrest Gump, like he could just jump between
Bosom
roles.
buddies.
I like that. Yeah. So I think we are probably good on this one. I think we've covered the show. Go see the movie. Go see the movie. Go read the book. The book is excellent.
Go watch the trailer.
and give your book report.
And give your book report.
Click the heels and I'm out.
Rocky and Bullwinkle are not in this movie.
That's true.
They should be.
They should be.
Well, hey there, Rocky.
Well, I think we can probably close this one down and shut off the lights. Unless is there anything else you want to cover, topics wise? Anything special you want to talk about?
Hail Mary, successful, wins the game.
Like it, Adam. You want to?
That's how we go out.
Yeah, I think you walk us out and shut off the lights. What do you think?
Okie dokie. I'd like to thank everybody who took their time to download and listen to my book report. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I really hope you enjoyed listening to this just as much as we enjoyed making it. You can find us anywhere that you get your podcasts. We are on YouTube, so like and subscribe. Other than that, I guess I'll just have to say, if you don't know who that other guy is in your friend circle, it's probably you.